Hey boys and girls, welcome back to a new topic. So today we're going to work on triangle inequalities. So that's going to be the topic for this week. First things first, let's look at a triangle. So if the measures, write this down please, of three angles of a triangle are unequal, that means that we have three different angles like we have here. They're not the same, right? 45, 75, 60, they are unequal. They are not the same. Okay. Then the measures of the sides opposite those angles are unequal in the same order. Okay, what the hell does that mean? Let's find out. Boom, here we go. So inequalities within a triangle, part one. Take a look. So I wrote down that little definition right there, little theorem. Now, take a look at this. So it says the sides opposite those angles. So I mean the sides opposite those angles. So what does that mean? So let's take a look. So we have a 75-degree angle. So look at this. So we have a 75-degree angle. So that's a 90, right? That's a 90-degree angle. So 75 is like up here. So this is a 75-degree angle, let's say. Write this down with me. So what it's saying is, and this is a 60-degree angle right here, and then a 45 would be even smaller than that. Is that, so the distance opposite to 75. So you have a 75-degree angle. So this distance, see how this distance is the greatest of them? So that would mean this, because that's a 75-degree angle, like this distance is greater. And then the 60, so like this distance here opposite to 60 is the second greatest. And then this is 45. And then 45, it doesn't open up as much. Right? It doesn't open up as much, so the distance between here and here is the least. So the sides opposite the biggest angle is the biggest side. So here, so I don't know what the hell this is, whether this is 10 or 100 or whatever the hell it is. I don't know what it is, but what I do know is that WJ is the biggest side. I know that this side, opposite to 60, opposite is straight across, right? WK is the second biggest. And then this side, KJ or JK, opposite the 45, is the smallest, like that. So this is what it means. So we usually go least to greatest. That's what's going to ask you sometimes. And so the smallest side is K to J. And then the middle is going to be W to K or KW. Pac-Man always eats the bigger man. Pac-Man eats the bigger man. Greatest, so this is the greatest side. The greatest side is opposite the 75, so that would be WJ. And so that's what we got to look at. So just by looking at the angles, I can tell what sides are the greatest. I don't know exactly what numbers they are, but I do know that whatever this has got to be smaller, and this has got to be smaller than that, because this is the biggest side, because it's opposite the 75. Okay? Let's try another one. Look at this. Copy this down. In triangle DST, list the sides in order from least to greatest measure. Okay, so look at the sides. So first I look at the angles. So 79, so opposite that, this is going to be the biggest side because we have the biggest angle. It opens up the most, so therefore we have the biggest side. And then 58, that's the second biggest angle, so DT is going to be the second biggest side. And then 43, opposite that, is going to be the smallest side. Why? Because it's the smallest angle. So least to greatest. So least one, so that's opposite to 43, because 43 is the least angle. So ST is going to be the least side, the smallest side. I don't know what it is, but I do know ST is going to be the smallest. What is going to be next? Oh, opposite to 58, right? Which is DT. Opposite, if you need help doing opposite, just draw an arrow. So that's DT or TD, whatever you want to set. And then the greatest is opposite to 79, which would be SD or DS, like that. Cool. So least to greatest. So that means that Pac-Man is the greatest. Pac-Man is eating the greatest one. So boom, boom, boom. There we go. Okay, let's try some on your own. Check it out. Here it is. Okay. So 12, 13, and 14. Start with number 12. List the sides from least to greatest. Go. All right, let's see if we got it. Boom. Okay, number 12. Least to greatest. So least angle is 19, so opposite that would be ST. Next least is 24, so opposite 24 is going to be the next biggest side, so that's going to be TV. And now the greatest side is obviously opposite 137, because look how much that opens up. Like, that opens up a lot, right? So that would mean that this distance is the greatest, so that's SV. Boom, got it. Cool. All right, try number 13 now. Here we go, number 13, least to greatest, go. All right, see if you got it. Boop. Okay, 13. So least is 38, right? So that would mean PQ is the smallest side. What's next? 44, right? So opposite 44 would be NQ or QN. And then opposite the 98, that one opens up the most. So that would mean that distance, N to P, is the greatest side. Cool, hopefully you got that. Last but not least, ooh, number 14. You may know what that angle is right there. You may know the hypotenuse. I'm not going to say anything else. You can do it. Go. All right, let's check it out. Here we go, number 14. So this is 90 degrees. I know the right triangle. That's obviously the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is the greatest side. So I know that. That's from this very theorem we're talking about, why hypotenuse is the greatest side, because 90 is the biggest angle. So there we go. The opposite to 90 is the biggest side. The smallest side, though, is A to B. And I don't put a line over this because A to B, just as it is, means the measure. It means however long that is. A to B could be 3 inches, 5 inches, 6.7 millimeters. You don't know what it is. But when you don't put a line over it, this just means measure. What's next? Yeah, BC is the middle, and then the greatest is the hypotenuse, which is A to C or C to A. You can put CA, it doesn't matter. Same thing. Cool. So there we go. So AB is less than BC, which is less than AC. That's how you say it. AB is less than, his left hand is less than, BC, which is less than AC. There we go. Cool. Nice job. Go on to the practice.